We are three men, one band, and we're back here with our what is this sixth episode? Episode number 6, numero 6. We are just cruising along. Definitely haven't had any hiccups in dates or anything like that.
Oh, we would never do that.
We're like the Simpsons, man. We're just cruising along 35 years later. But I'm the Monkey Man.
I'm John.
I'm Kevin.
And we are not the Wiggles, but we have a great band, according to some people in here, that got picked.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Hey, what a coincidence. You just said their most popular song.
Well,
John.
Yeah. So this week, I decided to enlighten all of us by picking a somewhat lesser-known band that goes by the name REV Theory.
REV Theory.
REV Theory.
Is this that one band that has the same 2 songs on all 6 albums?
Maybe, maybe not. People will have to listen to find out.
I don't like that.
Well,
I did not listen to this band.
You did not listen to this band?
No.
Well, you're
but
missing out.
I gave my ratings anyway.
You just made up some numbers.
10.0.
Yeah, right. Nothing is getting a 10.0 for me.
0.0 on the second album. Yep.
I will say that my scores kind of are like mountain ranges. It starts with like a 5, then it goes down to a 2, and then a 1, and then a 9.
That's whack.
Well.
I'll go ahead and introduce this band, Jordan, so we can hear your scores ASAP.
And why my scores?
Because I'm curious to see your mountain range.
Why not
Kevin's scores? Kevin's stupid.
Curious about
Kevin's input's going to be dumb. Just like it was when he talked about the Pop Psychology album. So I don't care what he has to say.
Stop bringing up that godforsaken, terrible album.
Every pod will talk about that
bands,
album.
We spent more time. No, that album was just terrible. I like Neon Trees, but that album is not good.
Well, as I've said before, it's okay to be wrong, and I know you are.
And then last pod, we spent more time talking about DUIs than the damn band.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that? Patrick's. I don't know how, but it is.
Not my fault.
But anyways, let's talk about REV Theory tonight. We'll stay on task for at least a minute.
Do we have to?
No, we don't. What would you like to talk about?
Anything but REV Theory.
All right, let's talk about Pop Psychology.
Nope. All right, REV Theory. Give us their whole history year by year until today.
All right, so REV Theory formed in 2002 in Long Island. Yep,
okay,
it's not just any old island; it's the long one.
Yeah, they're a bunch of rich boys, I guess.
4 members of this band. There was Matty McCloskey, who played bass from 2002 until present day and took over lead vocals in 2016. There's Julian Jorgensen, who played rhythm guitar from 2002 until now, and has done several stints as a lead guitar player as well, from 02 to 06 and 2012 to 2014. There's Rich Luzzi, who did lead vocals from 02 to 2016, took a little break, and then came back in 2023. And Dave Agolia, who was the drummer of the band from its founding until 2016. There were a few other members that mostly just toured with them. That would be Paul Phillips and Ricky Licks. So those are the members. The original members, the first 4 that I listed, met in 1997 at Merrimack College, but they waited until 2002 to actually form their group. The band recorded their first EP and began touring in 2005. And in that 2005 year, They were taped for Girls Gone Wild Rocks America tour. Now, I don't know about you guys. I was not familiar with that tour before this, but sounds like a very interesting tour.
Are you familiar with Girls Gone Wild?
Yes, I am.
Well, the creators all got arrested.
Well, we'll learn from their mistakes.
Or we'll repeat those mistakes.
Well, anything's possible with you two. Your bad influences. Not liking Rev Theory, not liking pop psychology. I can't
What
trust
else you got?
All right, so in 2005, the group then signed with EMI Records and released their first full-length album, Truth is Currency. Well, when you look at Spotify, it has that album as listed in of being released in 2020. That was a re-release of the album. So we're going to talk about that first when we get to that point. Though through 2005 and 2006, they toured with quite a few bands in a European tour. They went around with Seven Dust, Hinder, Buck Cherry. I think I've heard of Buck Cherry, and Evanescence, who I have heard of them before. So not that big of bands that they went around with. From this first album, Slow Burn was arguably their biggest hit, as it peaked at number 27 on mainstream rock tracks. Um, Not the biggest deal, but that's about the best I got from that first album.
It's something.
Then the band signed with a new label, Interscope Records, and they released their second album, Light It Up.
You know who's on Interscope, right?
I do not. Who?
Your boys in Limp Bizkit.
Oh, that better be your pod next time you pick, Jordan.
Nope. I'm only picking bands from here on out that were influenced by pop psychology.
Oh, good. I'll love those bands. Best bands I've ever heard of. But anyways, it was at this time when they released their second album that they actually changed their name. They started as Revolution Theory. They just shortened it to Rev Theory. You know, Revolution must have been too long or something. But whatever.
They probably couldn't spell it.
This is then actually when the band began. Oh my gosh.
Try it again, buddy.
I'll try it again.
Okay.
Did you have a stroke?
At this point that the band began to gain real success and develop a fan base, notably with the WWE. The album Light It Up was the official theme music for WrestleMania 24, and the song Hell Yeah was used for One Night Stand in 2008 with wrestler Ashley Massaro in the music video.
R.I.P.
Now, I'm not a huge wrestling person, but it sounds like Ashley's dead these days.
I'll give it away.
I'm not quite sure what One Night Stand was either. I didn't go that deep into research, but it was some event that they held in 2008.
That's pretty much how she died.
You've never had a one night stand?
Never heard of One Night Stand?
Of having a one night stand, not the WWE version of it.
It was just it was pay-per-view. They don't do it anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, continuing
Girls
on.
Gone Wild.
Well, now we're talking. But in 2008, Rich Lucy recorded vocals for the song Voices, which Randy Orton turned out to use for his walkout music.
Who's that?
I don't know. Randy Orton's some random no-name. He's not a big deal like the Batista.
The Batista?
Or Dominic Mysterio. Those are real wrestlers right there.
Those are real heroes.
Oh, hell yeah, especially Dominic.
Yes, he is.
If I could do a Mount Rushmore, sorry to get off track here, but if I could do a Mount Rushmore of WWE wrestlers, I would definitely do Dominic Mysterio. I'd do Logan Paul, Hornswoggle, and Ludwig.
You say Cornswoggle?
No, Hornswoggle.
Oh,
And
Hornswoggle.
if I could add one more, just to make it an even 5, I'd probably do I Show Speed from the Royal Rumble this year.
What about Doink?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
That would be my 5. Yeah. So, anyways, let's get back to what's important here. The song
Pop
"Hell Yeah."
psychology.
"Hell Yeah" was used in Madden 2009, and
Was it?
it sure was, according to my research. And Kevin, I know you'll know all about this. I know you're a huge hockey guy. It was actually used as the goal song for the Winnipeg Jets. So
Is that a hockey team?
apparently in Canada, it's not
I've never heard of
it's
them.
not an NHL team. It must be just like a Canada specific thing.
Is Winnipeg like a city or something?
You think I know about Canada, bro? I know it's north of us.
I've only
and they
been
got maple
twice,
syrup.
so
Well, that's twice more than me.
wow.
I've only been
Right.
once.
So continuing, you guys, you want to talk about Hell Yeah? So let's talk about it. It was
What
the
about
first ever video premiered on Xbox Live via the
Whoa.
Xbox Live video store.
That's
So
pretty cool.
give me a Hell Yeah, please.
Hell yeah, brother.
Then in 2008, the band played the Jägermeister music tour. Pretty
That sounds
cool.
like a
I've had a
fucking
few of those in
shit
my
show.
day.
Oh, they
In
were hammered.
2009, the band went out touring again with Theory of a Dead Man,
Gross.
10 Second Epic. They
Okay.
did a reunion tour with Buck Cherry. They went with Papa
Oh, God.
Roach. Then we get
Okay.
into some bands that I'm familiar with, like Avenged Sevenfold. There's
You don't know who-
Seether.
You don't know who Papa
And-
Roach is?
Not I
Shut
know of the
up.
name, but not that well. They went with Breaking Benjamin, who's another good band. I only know a few songs, but I like them. And Leonard Skinner, which seems fairly out of place for the rest of the bands they went around with. But
You
whatever.
mean whoever was left of Leonard Skinner?
Yeah. And then in the year, well, sometime around there, a fantastic TV show came out. One that stars
But
a fictional college and an elite linebacker named Thad Castle. That show would be Blue Mountain State.
they're gonna say
Hell
SpongeBob.
yeah. Hell Yeah was used as the theme music or intro music, whatever you want to call it, for that show. If you haven't watched the show, I don't know where it is these days, but it's fun. It's a good series.
It is.
After that, the band put out their third album in 2011, which was titled Justice. The single Hangman was used as the theme for SmackDown and was used for the 2011 WWE Extreme Rules.
Whoa.
Justice reached number 75 on the Billboard Top 200, which
Nice.
I would argue is maybe their biggest success. It's surprising that Hell Yeah, which is definitely their biggest, most well-known song, didn't hit higher, but it is what it is. They went on several tours then in 2011 to put out that album, and in 2012 the guest artist that mostly just toured with them, Ricky Licks, left the band. Then in 2014, I thought this was neat. The band played live at WrestleMania.
Whoa.
So that's kind of neat, and that was really about the end of them. They did a little bit more after that, but nothing real of note until their 2016. They released their final album, The Revelation. Playing into their whole
Wait,
revolution theory, perhaps.
final album? They've had 4 albums since then. What do you mean their final album?
Okay, their final legitimate album, in my opinion. I'm not that the music wasn't worthwhile or anything, but their other albums, looking here at Spotify, they did No Thing Is Real with Darth Marley,
Yeah.
but it's like a in conjunction album, so it's not really
Gotcha.
a standalone thing. MOD is same thing. It's a Ministry of Dark album that they collabed on. Salvation to Nowhere. Okay, I guess that's a real album, but I don't know. It's got all the same songs they put out on it. If you ask me, and this is not what the computer says or my research says, but 2016 was really kind of the end of the band. Several members, like half of the band, left in 2016.
Was there a reason?
From my insider knowledge of the band, they hadn't made it big. They needed to move on, and they started having lives outside of this and decided, all right, we're just gonna kind of come to a natural conclusion. And then that left just Julian Jorgensen and Maddie McCloskey, and they've kind of dabbled around with the band since then, but it's down to 2 members, so it's more of like a half a band sort of thing. But anyways, that's that. I do have one sort of interesting tie-in, I guess, to this. My first job teaching, I worked with a Chris Agolia, who is the brother of drummer of this band, Dave Agolia. So that's actually how I got turned on to the band. We were talking. My coworker mentioned, "Oh, my brother was in a band." I said, "Oh, what?" "Oh, it was REV Theory. You probably know their song, Hell Yeah." And I said, "Hell yeah, I do."
Hell
Then I
yeah.
didn't listen to them for like 2 more years. And then I thought, oh, we're doing this podcast now. It'd be cool to go over that band. So here we are. They've actually played in Salisbury as well at the Civic Center.
Hell yeah.
So that's
Hell
kind of
yeah.
neat. But anyways, that is my notes on REV Theory.
Hell yeah.
Any
I
questions?
hear voices in my head.
No,
Shut up.
it's just I didn't know that I thought that they were still fairly active, considering like even like Salvation Nowhere, because I was like on Spotify, even some of the songs on Salvation Nowhere still had well over 1 million like listens. So obviously they have some kind of dedicated fan base somehow.
Yeah, I guess. To me, half the band leaving in 2016, to me is like, okay, yeah, you're still functioning with the same name, but it's not really the same group.
I think most people always will consider it the same band as long as the singer's still there. Once singers changes, when people start to get really weird about bands.
But they do still have a decent following. I guess they got 836,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and I mean,
And how much is that for Hell Yeah?
Probably a lot. I mean, considering
Probably all of it.
Almost 143 million listens, streams, whatever.
I mean, I listen to this song 3 times a day.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Let me talk you guys through our first album, which, again, I'm going to count as Truth is Currency, since that was actually their first release.
Interesting. Okay. Because that's listed as a 2020 release on Spotify.
Yeah, I could only find the 2020 release as well. But as I mentioned, if you were listening to my notes, in 2005 is when they actually released this album for the first time. So, really, I wasn't a big fan of it. It was kind of heavy in some songs, but not like heavy with a purpose, just like heavy to be heavy. And then it would change up to songs that were so far in the other extreme of being like soft core songs that I just couldn't really get into it. We've talked about other albums in this podcast being like no skip albums and everything's a hit.
This is an all skip album.
Quite go as far to say it's an all skip album. Like Leaving It Up to You was an okay song. Take Away was an okay song. Loathe was an okay song. But I'm not really sure if they were great songs or if I just didn't dislike them as much as I disliked the rest of the album.
Interesting.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but I wonder if I listened to them just stand alone, if I'd actually like them or not. So, be that as it is, I thought there was a couple moments in the album where, I thought the drums were good. I thought at times some of the vocal technique was interesting to listen to and kind of something different, but in general, I just wasn't a fan. not my speed. So I gave this album a 6.1.
Interesting.
It wasn't the worst thing I've ever listened to, but
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't something I'd ever go back and listen to again.
And my next is Kevin.
I was gonna ask the same thing. Who's going, you or me?
Well, I'll ask too. Is it my turn or your turn?
You know what, Jordan? I'll go next.
No, it's
Thank
my
you for
band. I
answering.
want Jordan to go.
All right. So whose turn? Wait, so who's talking? Is it John's turn?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay.
So
John's
the
gotta go
album, Truth
All
is
right, Kevin.
Crazy.
All right, Kevin, go ahead.
We're waiting.
So this, John, shut up.
No. You can't tell me what to do.
All right, so this album, in general, I wasn't really a fan of. John was very John.
I didn't
John was very what? John was very what?
John and Jordan, you're both very correct.
Oh,
This is
okay.
All right, yeah, we agree.
just
Okay.
skip. Will you guys fuck off?
Watch your language, brother. I don't know who you think you are.
I'm Kevin.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Nice to meet you, buddy.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
So, as I was saying, this album is not good. It's a very skip through. Like, there's no song that I want to go back to and listen to again.
You were skipping while you listened through the album? That's
I
weird, man.
was skipping in circles while listening to it, but I didn't skip any songs.
Okay, respect.
All right.
Kevin, what was your score?
You didn't even let me finish my whole thoughts, but you know what? I gave it a
You know what?
5.3. Jordan, it's your turn.
That's almost double my score.
Oh,
I'm only going to give scores going forward. I'm not giving any descriptions. It's just going to be a score.
Well, 4 score and 7 years ago. So I did not know that this album was a 2005 release.
originally, yeah.
Originally, yeah. So I have it listed as my 4th thing on here as far as like album rankings go. But this album safely falls into a whole genre of music that I call butt rock. What I mean by that is that it plays on radio stations that say, "We play nothing but rock." And it's just generic rock music, and this album falls very safely in that little scope, even if they didn't have anything playing on radio, or maybe they did. But I added nothing in here to any of my playlists. Nothing jumps out. It's just a nice 10-song generic rock album. Not too heavy, not too soft. Nothing really differentiated itself from the other on the album. Nothing really kind of flowed together. It was just like it felt like 10 singles. I gave it a solid 2.9.
Brutal. All right. Well,
So what's the next one?
the next album then was Light It Up.
Okay.
Our first song that I took notes on this album would be Hell Yeah. And I consider this a prime example of a hype song. I thought there was strong power chords. The backup singing was nice. Where it goes, yeah, 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 yeah. I liked that. It's very exciting. It gives a direction to the song. I thought some of the cymbal work was very nice, and the guitar was good too. I liked the different vocal techniques. He laughed at some points, talked, sang, yelled. A good variety. I think there's a good reason why it's their most streamed song. Favorite disease? I enjoyed the albums. The lyrics I enjoyed on this song quite a bit. And there was a contradiction of styles, so I thought it was interesting. More good drum work. I'd say another solid song. Light It Up, another solid song. I can see why WWE fans liked that, and it was involved in some WWE events. Broken Bones was nice. It was a change of pace. It was pretty lyrical. I thought it was pretty good. I don't really think I hear too many bands doing ballads these days. And I know this is an older group, but it was a refreshing change of pace compared to what I typically get to hear modern times. Some good drum grooves through the later parts of the album. 10 Years From Now is another pretty nice ballad. Far from Far From Over got a bit heavier. It was very rhythmic, but it was an exciting end to the album, and a strong way to end it, especially after what I would deem a weak middle part of the album. So I gave this album a 7.8. I thought it, had some nice moments into it, some nice variety, a couple relatively strong to very strong songs. I thought it was definitely a step in the right direction, or maybe multiple steps in the right direction after the Truth is Currency album.
Was that it?
That's all from me. I can keep going
Okay.
though if you want.
No. All right, Kevin.
I gave it a 6.8.
What are your
Why?
thoughts?
No, since y'all want to interrupted me on the last album.
All right,
No.
what point
Whoa,
are you?
whoa. Let's hear the thoughts.
No, I thought this album was a lot better than the last one. It's gonna sound generic, but Hell Yeah is a catchy song. Light It Up, I thought wasn't bad. Broken Bones, I thought it was softer, but it wasn't awful. Um, 10 Years, I thought with this band, I didn't get a chance to say it on the last album, but I kind of like I don't know who the guitarist is, but I thought he had some good parts in the and last album and this album. I thought he did a pretty good job. Um, Other than that, I mean, it's nothing that I'm gonna save to my phone or into any of my playlists, but I thought it was quite a bit better from. I gave the last one a 5.3. I gave this one a 6.6. It's it's just eh.
What was the score again? Sorry.
6.6.
6.6. That's not bad. I agree with both of you. Hell Yeah is a damn good song. It is so basic and, like Kevin said, generic, but it is just that kind of song. It just makes it fun. I mean, you need that. That is how you start an album. A kick-ass song that gets you bumping. You don't start it with some boring nonsense. You absolutely kill it. And then I think John nailed the point on the head where the middle of the album is kind of a dead zone. You got Hell Yeah and
Yeah.
Light It Up. Light It Up is obviously a great song. Then it picks up a little bit towards the end again. But again, to me, this is just that generic rock. I'm not super into it. I like a lot of it, kind of like 3 Days Grace and Breaking Benjamin and stuff. Rev Theory, I'm glad I've given them a chance because there are a few songs that have been added to some playlists. Um, and going into this, I thought this was their debut album, and I was like, damn, Hell Yeah is the first thing they ever released. And they are already playing at WrestleMania and wrestler songs and theme songs for TV shows. But no, apparently it was their second album, and I was lied to. Spotify lied to me. But I gave this album a 6.1.
Nice. All right, we definitely all think it
One
went better. I like that.
one I have one question about this album.
Sure.
Yeah.
Light It Up, was that a part of John, you might have said it before, but was that part of WWE too, or am I wrong?
Yeah, Light It Up was the official theme music for WrestleMania 24.
Okay, because I know Hell Yeah. Okay, because I thought so. That was in my notes for that too. But
So
Yeah, they
24
really,
was that 2008 or 2010? That was 2008.
it was probably 2008 since that was
Yeah.
they also had Hell Yeah used for One Night Stands, so.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. WrestleMania 18 was Hogan and Rock headline, and that was 02. So yeah, 24, that's 6 years later. Yeah, 2008. Okay. I don't even remember who
Yeah.
headlined that year. Oh, no, that was,
Right.
oh, wait. That was Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. That's Ric Flair's retirement match. That's crazy. I guess Ric Flair really lit it up, huh?
Yeah,
He's probably
that
hammered.
and
He probably was hammered.
I was going to say something like that.
I mean, he probably was.
I saw
I
him in
was.
Salisbury too at a
He was
WWE.
probably hammered. He probably got hammered at all three of the bars there.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next album was titled Justice. I thought they started leaning into a bit of a heavier sound in this album.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bit more screaming. Not a lot, but a bit
Okay.
more. The title track Justice I thought was just decent. Cool drum parts in it. Kind of wanted me to start headbanging, but I couldn't really commit. The song Hangman, I'm curious to see what you guys think here. I thought it had a sick guitar solo. I thought it was really cool.
Which song?
Hangman,
Okay, yeah.
and I thought it had some very thick scoring throughout the band, and then it was layered very, very well. It explored new things and new textures before kind of building back up. And from a compositional side of things, I thought it was really cool, and it was one of my favorites off the album. Um, After that, there wasn't a whole lot of good to say. The Fire, I thought, was a pretty forgettable song. Guilty by Design was catchy. I liked some of the rhythms in there. Um, but while it was kind of cool musically, the lyrics were just too repetitive. They were good lyrics, but they were, like I said, very repetitive. So
Mm-hmm.
this album dropped down a little bit for me. I stuck it at an even 7.0. I could listen to arguments to move it down a little bit, but just because of some of the compositional things that I did like, I gave it a few bonus points.
Nice. All right, Kevon.
So for this album, what do I have here? I thought the first was it Dead in the Grave? I thought it was a catchy start. It was a good way to start. I like the instrumental to it. Justice, as Jordan said when he refers to them as rock radio, I did not like that song. It's not for me. I did think Hangman was catchy. I thought that was an alright song. I didn't have a problem with that. Fire, I didn't really care for. I thought Loaded Gun had a catchy start. By the Sign, I didn't really care for. What else? Basically, the rest of the album, I haven't really. It's not something that I was really. It's not for me. Basically, it was just kind of meh. Um, it's I like it just went down for me. Ended up giving it a 6.1. It's just a forgettable album for me.
Respectable.
I agree with that.
So this album definitely was a step down from the previous one. I think a lot of that, and I've mentioned this with my other bands as well. This one came out in 2011. By this point, rock music is essentially dead in the mainstream. So no matter what releases in this time period, is never going to have that critical acclaim or success. This is just from like from like 2011, I would say until almost 2020 is just a complete dead zone for rock music as a whole. It's there, but it's still, I don't want to say underground, but you don't hear anything in the mainstream. So I think a lot of that kind of played into this. It's either the band or just the record label was just not interested in funding a whole lot, so they kind of just half-ass a lot. I will say I love the album cover. It's kind of cool. Sounds like a Batman logo though. Um, or maybe that's what they're going for. For this
Maybe.
album, you mentioned that Hangman was also a wrestling one, right?
Let me look through my notes.
Wasn't it One Night Stand or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Hangman was used for SmackDown,
Or SmackDown? So what am I
and
thinking of One Night Stand?
and WWE Extreme Rules.
Oh, so Hangman got used multiple times.
Yes, sir.
So then what was the One Night Stand one?
That the One Night Stand was from the last album. It was Hell Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that was Hell Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Hangman is definitely catchy, and that is a good one, but I sadly think that's probably the only standout on this album. Um, Overall, this is. I will always do a callback to this. Back in '01, Sum 41, one of my favorite pop punk bands, they released an album called, maybe it was 2000, they released an album called All Killer, No Filler. I have it hanging on my wall in final form. This album, Justice by Rev Theory, released in 2011, I would call All Filler, No Killer. It is just, it's a bunch of filler songs. Luckily, one broke through to get some recognition, but I think at this point, you can kind of see it's on the band's on the way outs. And I ended up giving this album a 5.3.
5.3.
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, that takes us to what I deemed their final album. I didn't count anything after 2016 in my ratings. So that puts The Revelation as the final one.
Okay.
Guns, I thought not that strong of a track to start an album with. It was okay, but there was nothing particularly engaging that really got you into the song. Whereas I thought We Owned the Night was pretty catchy and it had some good lyrics, explored different moods and styles. I thought that was nice. Red Light Queen, I thought the instrumentals were great in this song. Um, Very interesting, very stimulating too. But the lyrics just, again, they were way too repetitive. I think if they had taken out the lyrics from the song and just done pure instrumentals, I think it'd be a banger. The music was really nice. But they added lyrics, so we can't say that. The drums in My Killers, I thought were outstanding. I think in terms of like hardcore heavy drumming, this was the best song that I've ever heard from this band in that one regard. I liked it quite a bit. It was one of my favorite on the album, if not my favorite overall. Um, Blow It Up continued to get to be a heavier sound, and I did actually really like it. It's neat, it's engaging, it's heavy, um, and it was nice. But once again, it had pretty repetitive lyrics. I felt that maybe this song, the repetitive lyrics fit a little bit more with the way the song went, but still it's like now okay, we've developed a problem. Your lyrics are repetitive. Now it's not can I change and grow as a songwriter? It's can I make songs that cover up my weakness? And by your fourth album, you should be trying to work through your weaknesses, not cover them up. My Handle to Burn, I thought after a pretty strong middle portion of the album that progressed into a darker sound, this completely threw it away at the very end. It was pretty different, and I thought it was unfortunate because I liked the direction they were going down. So I wasn't particularly thrilled with that ending. I did give it my best overall score from them. I debated at one point I'd gone as high as a 8.2, but I think I'm going to settle on a 7.9 as my score here.
Oh.
What did you think I was going to say? I'm taking off 7.9. I'm giving them a 0.3.
I thought you were gonna say like a one. I thought you were gonna say like a 1.5.
No, I liked this album. I thought it was pretty decent. Like no super star power, but some
Yeah.
good quality stuff.
All right. I can respect your opinion.
All
thank you.
right.
All right.
I'll go ahead and go. Guns, I thought it wasn't a bad start. It was just kind of way on the night. My only comment for that was no. I didn't care. I did not care for that song at all.
Oh,
Um,
really?
no, yeah, I don't like that at all. That might just be a me thing, but I just wasn't a fan of it. Red Light Queen, I thought was meh. I'm having a hard time reading my handwriting again.
It's okay, buddy.
It's all good. I do voice to text in the notes app on my phone. Then I go back to read it and it says like completely random bullshit. So I feel you. All right, shut up.
What I'm gathering from I mean, I know what I know. I didn't enjoy this album. This was another forgettable album.
So
My
expect to
Killers,
blow
I
it
will
up.
s My Killers, I like the fast start on that. That was a good, nice start to it. Lessons, I thought had a catchy beat, but this is just another album where I didn't add anything to my playlist. I listened to it once. I wouldn't go back. I gave it a 6.0.
All right, Jordan, bring us
All
home,
right.
brother.
So, the revelation. I will say that I really enjoy the first three songs on this. Guns, I probably listened to a whole bunch, probably more than any other song besides Hell Yeah. We Own the Night was a good song. Where like Queen was good. After that, I do think that it really starts to, I guess deteriorate's a good word. It just kind of goes downhill. I mean, Blow It Up's decent, um, but overall, I think Candle Burns should not have been the closer.
I
I
completely agree.
actually, I wouldn't have minded We Own the Night opening the album and Guns ending it, but Guns is also a really good intro. So I don't know, it's kind of tricky. Um,
But
but
either way, they
overall,
programmed it better.
I don't know anything but Candle Burns. Candle Burns just wasn't good.
I don't
Like
even
not a
think it should
good
have been on
intro.
the album. It just wasn't a
Just
good song.
yeah, I don't know. But overall, I did like this a lot more than Justice. I thought it was definitely a step up. I ended up giving it a 6.1, which is, I believe, the highest ranking I have out of all their albums.
Hey,
Yeah, it beats
yeah.
Revelation. Wait, this is Revelation. No, what am I saying? No, I gave it. I gave it a 6.0. I was looking at Light It Up. It's a 6.1. I was like, hang on a second. I'm sitting here
What
talking
an
myself in
idiot.
circles.
Good song.
God, where's my clown makeup? But yeah, I gave it a 6.8 out of 6.1. I don't know what I was reading there.
You're hammered.
I am, man. That's what happens. You drink 3 bottles of Rumple on the way home from the store.
Oh, you're a crazy man.
And I'm a silly willy nilly. So you didn't do Salvation Nowhere?
I didn't because again, I kind of considered them done after half the band left.
Jordan,
I
did
guess to be
you?
fair, I did Salvation Nowhere.
So did I.
All right, well, you guys can talk about it. It was my band. You asked me if I wanted to count it, and I said no. But we can talk about it anyways.
All right, Kevin, drop the hammer.
Well, I thought Drop the Hammer was meh.
Okay. How did you feel about Voices?
It made me have voices in my head. Live to Die, I thought was okay. Wildlife, I
Yeah.
think that's as far as my handwriting goes. That was my favorite off the album.
You just gave up.
Hell Yeah wasn't your favorite?
I've already heard this song before.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
not on this
so
album.
yes,
Yeah,
it
it is.
is. What
Oh, it
about
is. Oh,
Voices?
damn.
Was
I
Voices your
told you
favorite?
I told you I wasn't joking when they had the same songs on multiple albums.
Yeah, what about
I'm
The
looking.
Fire or Blow It Up? Like half this
I have
album is on other albums.
I have it written down like song for song. I didn't realize it was further down on the playlist.
Uh,
Yeah, nah. This whole band was just kind of meh. I gave it a 6.2.
yeah, this band is very much a. You said the album or the band score?
No, I meant this album. I gave it a
Oh, okay. That's what I
6.2.
say. I gave it a 4.3. It felt like a greatest hits with other filler that were just not good. Yeah, I gave it a 4.3. What? I don't get what's so funny. It's better than the. I gave the first album a 2.9. But then they had some good ones in there. I mean, Light It Up got a 6.1. Revelation got a 6.0. Take Him Out. Oh, wait, the EP, Take Him Out. Did you listen with John? Are you doing that or no?
No, I did the 4 main albums. I didn't listen to the EP either.
You mentioned listening to the EP.
You did.
Good lord.
Oh, did
Kevin
I?
Kevin was over here sweating bullets before you got on. Like, I didn't listen to the EP. I gotta listen to it now.
I was.
It's only 4 songs.
Wait, which EP was it? I might have listened.
Take Him Out.
Take Him Out. I don't think I listened to it.
Wow. After
You
telling
did
us
not
to listen to it.
Take
Good
Him Out. Oh no, the
lord.
cover art.
Working with a
The cover
bunch of
art looks really
monkeys here.
familiar. Maybe I did.
God,
No.
we're just a bunch of clowns.
That we are.
This man and his text listed the albums to listen to, including this last one, Salvation Nowhere, and the EP. And then he comes in here and says, yeah, it says not that last album and not the EP. Like, all right, buddy.
Look, I make the rules here. It doesn't matter when I make them. When it's your band, you can complain.
You know what? I'm going to complain regardless.
I know you will.
All right. You know what? Yet this shitty as I gave the scores on this band, it's still got a higher score than damn Pop Psychology. I gave this band a 5.5.
Hell yeah. I gave him a
I gave him
7.3.
I gave him a 5.9.
Yeah, I definitely was more of a fan than you guys, but I tried a different approach with this band.
What was the reasoning?
Well, I liked Hell Yeah, and that was the only song that I knew. So I thought, all right, let's see if the rest of their stuff is as good as the first. And it was my first listen through for all of these albums was for this pod. So definitely something different. We'll
I
see if
will
I
say,
try that again.
it's pretty impressive that you managed to pick a band that I gave 1, 2, 3 albums a lower score than Pop Psychology.
Hey, I do my best, man.
Actually, no. 2 albums. That's crazy.
I'm
I'm
really
gonna go
on the
back.
climb here
I'm gonna go back and change my Pop Psychology score
to a 10, right?
get to a 1.3.
No,
But
Detroit's next. You're gonna give them all zeros.
Who?
My next band, you're gonna give all zeros to.
Well, you're not picking the next band because
I
Mr.
know, but when I pick
Kevin
them,
is. Okay. Yeah, I
when
probably will.
I still hate them. I've got some good artists lined up.
Well, I want to hear the band that Kevin picked. What
So
did he
do I.
pick?
If he'll tell us.
I hope he tells us. It's kind of quiet over there.
I'm not going to tell you who I'm picking because it's a
no.
secret. I'm
Oh my
picking
God.
Secrets. That's the next band we're listening to is Secrets.
Are they on Spotify?
They are.
I've never heard them before. I'll have to find them.
They're a secret.
Is their most played song Ass Back Home?
Yes, but I don't understand why.
Because it's on a great album.
I disagree with that.
What? You don't like the Pop Goes Punk
Me
covers?
too.
I mean, it's a good cover, but I won't go out of my way to listen to it.
So what? It's 5 albums. Are there any EPs?
There is one EP.
What's it called? Hold on.
It's called an EP, god damn it.
Well, there's a lot of EPs on here, buddy.
Yeah, there really are. I'm just clicking things at random. It's been incredible. Oh, Shape of You? I thought that was like an Ed Sheeran thing or something.
That's a
Nope,
cover.
Ed Sheeran covered Secrets.
He did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should have known it. He's a
So-
two-bit talentless hat.
5 albums and an EP. All right, that shouldn't
Is it
take too long.
renditions? I think it's renditions. Yeah, Kev?
Yes.
I'm
Yep.
going to start calling you Kev Theory.
Please don't.
That would be good. I like that.
I think I
All
might.
right. When did we get into our DUI talk like we did last episode?
Well, as soon as you start drinking.
Well, unfortunately, none of the members in REV Theory had any DUIs, so we can't joke about it.
Oh, so we have to be serious about it.
Did any of them get arrested for anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, that's a problem. We got to start picking more controversial bands.
All right, I'll pick some crazy shit next time. Real controversial.
But no, I don't.
In the news recently.
You have what?
Maybe I'll pick someone who's been in the news recently.
Who has been in the news recently?
Maybe someone who has a infatuation with baby oil.
Kanye West.
I'd pick Yee. Yee is more controversial than Kanye.
Kanye. Should we end with a tip for our listeners?
Well,
So
I don't know what this tip is, but sure.
All right.
Yeah.
The quickest way to get a DUI is to drink and drive.
Damn. That's some sage-like wisdom right there. Which step
Do you
is
have
first?
any?
The drinking or the driving?
Same time, brother.
Same time. Well,
some drinks will get it quicker than others.
Oh my God. Yesterday, I was at Five Guys. I see the employee. He walks out, sits in his car right beside me. He gets back out, walks into the restaurant. I get out of my car, look in his car, 2 full bottles of Corona in his driver's seat, 1 empty one in the passenger side. I'm like, this man knows how to party. Should he be partying?
Yes.
Probably not.
Hell yeah.
But, well, I mean, it was probably the worst and shittiest Five Guy burger I'd ever had. But
where was this? Where was this Five
One
Guys?
across from the mall.
The one where?
The one across from the Salisbury Mall. Because the one
one
in
by
Southside closed.
The one by Gander Mountain?
Yeah.
Or Arby's, whatever.
Yeah. Because the
Wait,
one down by the college closed
What? When I used to go there like twice a week. When did that close?
a couple months ago.
What? What replaced it?
Nothing. It's just sitting there empty.
Oh my god.
I can't
I
believe
used
it closed.
I used to go to that one, and I used to go to is that Hardee's still there? I used to go to Hardee's all the
Oh
time.
yeah. I always think about going to that Hardee's, but I never do.
Oh, I used to go there every Tuesday because they used to have dollar tacos.
They do tacos at Hardee's.
Hell yeah, man. I didn't know
I,
that either until I walked in one day.
I mean, I've literally never been to Hardee's once.
Wow.
Yeah, I have
Are you talking about the
self-respect.
one next to Cookout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to Hardee's in years.
I used to get my tacos from there. What else is over there? I think I used to live over there, but
You good.
no, not well. I used to live not before, not Mill Pond, but I lived over right next to the college. Um, what else?
Said Taco
There,
Bell.
I didn't go to that Taco Bell too much.
There's Chipotle over there.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think the Chipotle was there when I was living there.
I don't
No,
think it
it's been
was.
in maybe like 2016.
That's right around when I moved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cookout, that would have been around the same time though, I think. 2015, 2016 maybe.
It's
They're still
crazy.
there.
It's been that long.
Is what still there?
Isn't there like a Guido's there or something?
Been
Yeah,
closed.
it
They
changes
closed
its name
too.
all the
Oh my
time.
god.
Yep.
I don't know what
I
it
mean,
is
that place
now.
sucked.
Yeah. Where's the place that they wouldn't let you in with your vertical ID?
That was
Warehouse
where.
maybe?
That was
Oh,
warehouse.
that was warehouse. Oh man.
But the good news is Hoppers is still alive and well. No comment. You guys just don't care about Hoppers.
Okay, and what if we don't, John?
Then we have beef. Hoppers is a fine establishment.
Have all the beef you want, god damn it.
They sell beef there.
I
Every
know they
good
do.
bar sells beef.
No, I like hoppers.
Damn straight you do. Jordan, you
I
need to
have
come
not.
down and go to Hoppers with us sometime.
It's too small, man.
Shut up. What the hell are you talking about?
It's
It's like
bigger than the Green Door.
Hoppers. Isn't that? It's like 3 booths. Oh, I guess they have the whole open area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. Oh. Probably better than I don't like Market Street. That's probably my least favorite.
Market Street's tiny.
Yeah.
I think I only ever liked Brick Room when I was there because
I don't like Brick Room.
they had I could control the music there and they had games to play. What
Why
was
are
the
you
other
playing
one?
games at bars? Mojo's is alright.
I'm not a big Mojo's person.
They have cheap Kevin, what is it they sell there cheap? What beer is it?
It's
Natty
the
Bow.
Natty Bow. Natty Bow.
Yeah. And then
That's a
what
good
you had?
shop.
Brew Over. I think that's what else is. I don't think there's any others.
Oh.
I'm not big
Brew,
on
you have to
Brew.
get,
It's been a while since I've
brew,
been
you
to
have to
Brew.
get patted down to get let in.
Does that sounds new?
It is.
It's
You have to
it's
look at the
because Kevin was
camera
being
and you
pretty
have to have
damn
a
stupid a
bouncer
couple times.
pat them down.
Yeah. That's all Kevin's fault, like most things.
That Brew River sounds like a good place to end this discussion.
Probably.
We ended up having our DUI and alcohol talk anyway.
Yeah, I've left my car at Brew a couple times.
Well,
That
hopefully
means I
next time you
haven't
just
gotten a
drive home
DUI.
after. You need to drive home
Yeah.
after.
We'll see. We'll see.
There is no we'll see. There is
Will
Well,
do.
we'll see is will I go to Brew River again? That's the question mark. I don't usually make it that far. Yeah. All right.
All
We
right.
found a
All
great place
right.
to stop. Thank you for listening to this episode of Three Men, One Band.
That's the wrong title.
It's definitely the right title.
You're right.
We discussed a great band, Rev Theory. Very big in the WWE world. Yeah, so thanks for listening.
Just you wait until next week until we listen to a better band.
Oh,
Well,
who's
I
that?
would,
Who's that band again?
Secrets.
Okay, Secrets.
He
All right,
keeps saying it's a secret. He can't tell us, man.
I
That's
gotta
lame.
I gotta listen to them. I never heard of them before. All right. Well, we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.